Hey, so there's this brother, Michael. There's this brother, Michael, who's part of the security team where I work. And really good brother, really good young brother. And I bring him up because recently I had an encounter with this brother, a good encounter, something positive. And it goes back to something that my godmother used to tell me. She used to say, baby, you never know who's watching. You might think that that's a warning slanted toward the negative, but actually it's kind of a warning, if you will, toward the positive in this case. You never know who's watching your example. So he's part of security here, but there are cameras everywhere. There are cameras around the buildings. There are cameras within the buildings. There are cameras within the garages, the across the street garage, cameras within the basement garage, cameras within the front lobby, which they're secured. You can't even get in without a key fob and or a code. Cameras inside the elevators. I think I mentioned that already. You can't even get on the elevators without a code or a fob. But cameras everywhere. I promised the Most High when He showed me favor to receive this place where it's located, that I would just give Him thanks every time I get home from work. I would just give Him thanks right there. And literally, when I get in from work, especially if I come through that front door, I raise my hands and I get my prayer in right there, right in that front lobby. Now, if I come in through the back way, usually when I get to that back staircase, I do the same thing. But there's a specific way that I pray. So here's where I'm going. Michael, being part of security, he's watching cameras. Again, I know there are cameras, but I don't care. If the enemy is bold enough to strip butt naked out on the sidewalks and the public streets of LA and defecate in public in front of the library, do drugs out on the streets, on public transportation, on the buses, what have you, the trains, curse people out, beat people up, all in public, throw up gang signs, throw up satanic symbols and even draw satanic symbols and so forth out on the streets and, buildings and so forth. If the enemy is bold enough to do all of that, then I'm bold enough to say my prayers and tell the Most High thank you. Right in front of people, even on camera. Nothing rehearsed, it's just what's in my heart. So I do it so much I don't even think about it. I just go and just give the Most High my praise because, like I said, He blessed me with where I am and with who I am, who He made me to be. And also, it's just a thank you also for getting me through another day safely. Securing me and even getting me through with a level head, a peaceful mind, no matter what went down and transpired throughout the course of the day. So here's the point. This brother approached me about a week or two ago. I was coming back through the back way, through the courtyard. And when I come that way, I have to pass by the security office. And the security office is a glass door, so you're able to see inside and they're able to see outside. So that particular day, I usually don't necessarily look toward the security office, but I happened to just kind of side eye the door for whatever reason as I was going up through the back gate to go down the staircase to come up through the garage up to my place. Anyway, whatever. I see Michael, and he's like, hey, what's going on? And I was like, hey, what's going on, bro? So I just, general, what's going on? How you doing? That type of greeting. And he jumps up from his desk inside the security office, and he's running toward the glass door. So I knew he wanted to say something, so I paused, I stopped, and he comes out, he said, look, he said, I see you when you come in the evenings. He said, and you come in, he said, and I see you pray. And I just looked at him and I listened. And he said, I just want to let you know, I'm paying attention to that. Now, I'm paraphrasing to some degree what he said because I don't remember every little word he used, but this was it in a nutshell. He said, I'm paying attention to what you're doing. He's like, because, he's like, sometimes I just want to crash out. He's like, I'm dealing with a lot of stuff, and he went through some things. He said, I see you come in and you lift up your hands and watch this. Let me show you how much detail, how much attention to detail he was paying. He said, you lift up your hands, and he's like, and you face toward the east. And I was like, whoa. I said, this man is really watching what I'm doing. And I was like, yeah, I do. I said, and from where we're standing right now, east is that way. You know what I'm saying? So I pointed toward it. I was like, I know where east is. I said, because I send up my prayers always toward the east, no matter where I'm at, toward Jerusalem. He said, man, he's like, yeah, I watch you. He's like, and with everything I'm going through, he's like, if OG can do it, I can do it too. And at that moment, y'all, I almost started to tear up because it's like, dang, somebody's being impacted by my example. I haven't had to say a word to this man, but he's paying attention to the example. And from that conversation, we got to talk more about who I am in terms of who Yahuwah made me to be, what I believe, the name of Yahuwah, that Hebrew bloodline. And I let him know, yeah, your name, Michael, would be Mikael, okay, as we would see it. But I talked to him about certain things. I gave him 1 or 2 scriptures to start with. Of course, Psalm 68:4 was one of them, right? Just to get to the name, and we talked about that. But I just want you guys to know that people are paying attention to our examples. And there's nothing that needs to be forced, nothing that needs to be rehearsed. Just be who the Most High has made you to be. And those who will follow will follow. Let him or her who has ears to hear, eyes to see, let them hear, let them see. So I just want to let you know, as my godmother once told me, she's not passed on, but she told me, baby, somebody's paying attention to your example. Somebody's paying attention to you. Somebody's watching what you do. So just know, y'all, somebody's watching what you do. Be mindful of what you do, publicly and privately. But I'm really emphasizing right now, yeah, publicly and privately, be mindful of what you do, because we even carry spirits with us. But in this case, what I'm really trying to hone in on is, as Yahuwah's people, let's praise him openly. Let's reverence him openly. Let's reference him openly. Refer to him openly. Let's carry the badge. Let's carry the banner. Because somebody's watching. Some will latch on to it. Some will try to deny it. Some will try to fight us about it. But let us be who we be. All right. Love y'all. Peace. Shalom and barakah.